In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to take a profile like this to rotate or spin it around the Z-axis to produce a goblet. To rotate around the Z-axis you have to go into top view, looking down on that profile. Then we can use the spin, click spin, and it turns the profile through a quarter of a turn, 90 degrees. If we change that to 360 degrees, a complete turn, the profile is turned in 9 steps. If we up that to say 24 steps, now if I rotate, we can have a look at the goblet that's been produced. So it quickly produces a very nice goblet. How do we create a goblet profile? Well, with the cube selected, go into edit mode, press the delete key and delete all the cube's vertices. Now you may think you've deleted the cube. You've certainly deleted all its vertices, but there's still a mesh object called cube with a center point, and we can put new vertices back in by holding the Ctrl key and left clicking the mouse button. As we do that, a new vertex is created with an edge from the previous vertex. The left mouse button is reversed if you reverse which button you select with. That's not a goblet profile, so I'm going to use B select, press B, drag with the mouse and delete key and delete those vertices. I'm going to rotate the profile around the Z-axis, the blue line. You must draw the profile in either the front view or the right view, and then you must go to the top view to actually click the spin command to create the goblet. So I'm going to go out of quad view, so I'm going to click toggle quad view. That's taken us into front view, which is fine, ready to draw the profile. I'm going to draw the cup, the bowl of the goblet, just above the red line x-axis, and the stem and the stand underneath. To make the goblet a closed shape, you need to have the first and last vertex on the Z-axis, on the blue line. I'm holding down Control and I'm clicking the left mouse button, and so I'll draw a bowl shape. Now all the vertices can be selected, they can be moved, they can be deleted, so you don't have to worry too much about getting it perfect first time. But, that's fine to begin with. All the normal keys work, the delete key, grab key. So if I select a vertex, I can press G to grab and move it, fine tune the positioning. You can also just drag the vertex to start grab mode. Remember to click to release. Delete key will delete a vertex. Control and left mouse button will add a new vertex to with an edge to the previous vertex, and you can create a new edge. Shift to select those two vertices, mesh, edge, make edge. To add, well, that's adding and deleting vertices. You can also simply subdivide. I'm going to hold down Shift, select these two vertices, and if I click subdivide, I get a vertex in the middle, so I can make the stem a bit more curved. I grab that, move that down a bit, and so on. I don't really want the 3D cursor 3D manipulator widget, so I'll turn that off. The final thing I'm going to do is zoom in on the first and last point to make sure they're on the Z-axis. That's pretty close. That one just needs a little. There we go. Now, I said the last thing I would do is do that, but one other important thing to do is to select all the vertices. So B select is the easiest, so press B and drag and select all the vertices. When you're happy with the profile, you go into top view and we use spin. Now I said it would spin around the Z-axis, but it actually spins around the 3D insertion cursor. So if I move the 3D insertion cursor and then click spin, we don't get the goblet, the quarter of the goblet that we want. So I'll Ctrl Z that. So make sure the 3D insertion cursor is in the center, and the best way of doing that is the mesh menu, snap cursor to center. Now we can click spin and we get a quarter of the goblet. Okay, select degrees, make that 360, and we go all the way around. You can experiment. If it was 9 segments for a quarter, you might try 36. 4 times 9. And there we have our goblet. You can still change that value. At the beginning I put it to 24. You can still change that now. And you should give it a meaningful name. Cube isn't that meaningful, so now I'll change this to goblet. And that is now ready for adding material or whatever you're going to do with it. I'll put the profile before I rotated it onto my website, freemovies.co.uk, at the Blender channel there. That's the end of the tutorial, so thanks for watching and goodbye.